Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk about something that happened out here in Houston a couple of days ago, and it's about this young lady right here. Her name is gre'ondriawhitfield. She's 23 years old, and this woman is arrested for dangling a baby out of a third-floor window during an argument with her girlfriend. Now, as crazy as the crime is, I'm going to play this video clip, and I'm going to see if you picked up a couple of things that I picked up from it. And I want you to pay specific attention to the person they interviewed that had nothing to do with it, but I guess was a friend of both the girlfriend that was arguing and Miss Whitfield. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this, let you guys see it. Then we'll come back and talk about it as always. Let's go.
Developing at 10, a woman is charged with dangling a baby out of a third-story window during an argument. Tonight, this woman is charged with several crimes. This happened at the Venti apartment complex on Ella Boulevard near Rushworth in Northwest Harris County. The events that led to her arrest and what neighbors are saying. KPRC2 investigator Robert Arnold is live from the apartment complex with those answers. Robert.
This woman is facing charges of child endangerment and aggravated assault. Now, for point of reference, that's the third-story window that is central to the endangerment charge. And the neighbors here say all of this happened during an argument between a couple. Precinct 4 deputy constables say a neighbor snapped this picture of 23-year-old gre'ondriawhitfield dangling a baby out of her third-story window. Courtney Alexander knows Whitfield and her girlfriend.
It was really a tension thing. She was not going to harm the baby.
Alexander says this is Whitfield's child and she was involved in a heated argument with her girlfriend.
It was just a relationship argument. She was trying to get attention from her girlfriend. She was not going to harm the baby, and that's her own baby.
However, this is not the only trouble Whitfield is facing. Precinct 4 officials say Whitfield also had a gun and threatened to shoot several people. A woman who answered the door said she didn't see the argument but came over to help Whitfield's girlfriend pack her belongings. She said the woman went back to Atlanta.
Oh, so she's done. She's gone.
She's gone. Yeah, she's not coming back.
Whitfield is being held in the county jail on a combined $40,000 bond, and the baby was released to a guardian. The baby was not hurt.
That was the video. And I'm going to bring out a couple of things in this video that I thought was weird. Number one is they had somebody there that was a friend of both of them that spoke up on the situation. And she said she wasn't going to harm the baby. The baby was her baby, Miss Whitfield's baby. And it was an attention thing. First of all, hanging your baby out of a window with an argument of somebody that's a lover that has nothing to do with that child is strange to me. Why would jeopardizing your baby's life, what would that have to do with anything about trying to prove a point in an argument with somebody else? That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you look at the lady's attitude when she was talking, she was making it like the whole thing was overblown. A child's life is at stake. A child's life was at risk. Ma'am, honestly, I don't think you should have got on the camera and said anything because you didn't help the situation. You only brought attention to where, to the situation as dismissive. And that's one of the things we do in the hood. It's like some of the most craziest stuff where common sense kicks in, where hey, that's not right. We won't say that. We'll just be dismissive about it. Because it's like no matter what is done, there's nothing new under the sun for us. And if you overreact too much to it, they'll look at you like something's wrong with you. This lady's locked up with $40,000 bond, right? Still locked up. They also said that the lady, Miss Whitfield, had a gun and was threatening several people. Now, I don't know what that was about, but I will tell you this. It says she only lived in Houston 4 months. Houston is one of those places where a lot of people come and meet people from Houston on the internet and wind up coming out here because it's a nice place and people brag about how nice it is and, you know, how cool and laid back it is somewhat. A lot of people come out here and they bring habits or they bring the history of how they were out to Houston, and it's a culture shock and it's a difference in cultures. Now, I'm not saying she was at fault or the lady in Atlanta was at fault. I mean, lady from Atlanta or whoever, the girlfriend was at fault. But supposedly the girlfriend had moved out. So I don't know if Miss Whitfield had the apartment first or moved in with her. But a lot of times, and this is not just in Houston, a lot of times we give up everything to come and meet somebody else and live with them and then get hit with a culture shock and to see we're not a match. I've done this before. You know what I mean? And I think this is probably one of those cases. You know, it's a lot to say, you know, over the phone, you know, you can to deal with somebody. When you deal with somebody up close, sometimes reality sets in. Like I tell my kids, you never know somebody until you live with them. You can say, I love you all day. It's fun to hang out with them, see them dating them and stuff. But they go home, you go home. Or if they do come over your place and chill with you, it's always an option that they have somewhere else to go. When people move in and they get settled, a lot of times you'll see habits you ain't never seen before. And you'll be like, man, this is not the person I envisioned you all as. You know, a lot of people have weird quirks and stuff when they feel at home. But, you know, that's something I wanted to throw in there. Another thing is, like, I wanted to throw in how dismissive the situation is. Like, oh, she did it. She wasn't going to hurt the baby. You don't know that. I do story after story about people, women hurting their children, men hurting other women's children that's not theirs. You never know what somebody's motive would be when they're angry. I mean, she wasn't going to kill her baby, hurt her baby, but she was damn sure going to hurt somebody else when she was waving that gun and saying she'll do something to somebody. Never underestimate a threat when it's a threat. Sometimes when the threat ain't directed towards you, you look at it differently than somebody else that was threatened. All in all, man, I'm glad the baby's okay and in the presence of a guardian. But I mean, this type of hysteria and chaos is not good for the younger generation coming up. All that yelling and screaming and all that. And then we wonder why kids nowadays, when they get angry, they scream at the top of their lungs until it gets physical. We have to do better as people. It's like, you know, it's nothing good you can tell me about the situation of you were arguing with somebody and you held your baby out the window to prove a point. What point were you trying to prove? It's nothing in that. You know, that's a baby. That baby small enough to where it can't even do anything to cause an argument. So I don't even think the baby should have even been in an argument from the jump. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Guys, I wanted to chime in on this. We got a lot of people that need counseling and need help in the community. And it's not just the black community. This is all over. I just did the story about Chad Dorn killing his 3 sons. And I got an update that'll be coming up in another video today. 23 years old. Prime of a life. Now you locked up with child endangerment. Threatening people with a gun. 23 years old. As always, guys, leave me a comment, man. Tell me what you think about the situation. I just think it's a bunch of hysteria and chaos, and it shouldn't have went that way. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. I'm glad the baby was okay. Be good.